All right. We are going to talk to Leonid in Florida, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing that quite right. I want to make sure I am. Is it Leonid? Leonid?
Yeah, you can call me Leo. That's simpler. Hello, how are you doing?
Hello, Leo. Welcome to the show. We are doing well. How can we help you tonight?
All right, so a little bit of a background to my question is I relocated to United States about 3.5 years ago, and I relocated from Ukraine, and the topic that I'm gonna question today is completely doesn't exist as far as I understand in Ukraine. Like this thing is not a thing in Ukraine, as far as I know. I came here with a couple of questions. So I found myself after relocation, and especially during the COVID, missing the basic physical interaction with people, and not just being face to face with people and talking to people, but also touching people essentially. And I think I'm missing it the most because back in Ukraine, I was going to social dances, so I was interacting with the lady dancers. Here, I cannot dance during COVID right now, so I cannot try it out if it comes up. So I looked into the issue of maybe I'm not the only one who is just missing the specifically physical touch with people. And I'm currently not in a position where I want to go into a serious relationship with someone. So I wanted to find this middle ground between having physical touch but be on platonic level of relationship, if that's a thing. And apparently it might be. Basically, you can have a cuddling friend. Or you can have, as far as I understand, you can have a stranger which you cuddle with. So I'm new to this topic. I have no idea what to expect from this, and I have two questions on this topic. Maybe you can help me out with it. And the first question is, how common it is in the United States to have someone you cuddle with?
Oh gosh. Well, it certainly is picking up steam. I think I heard I've certainly it's not a new phenomenon, but the idea of a cuddle buddy is something that I've seen pop up more and more recently, especially as COVID kind of hits everybody and everyone's like, I need physical touch, right? I don't need a relationship right now. I don't even really need sex right now. I just need somebody that I can hug and to hold me. So that is absolutely a thing. I have no stats as far as how common it is percentage wise, but I do know that a lot of my friends have cuddle buddies or are looking for cuddle buddies. And I actually dabbled in that as well. Back in early 2020, late 2019. For me, it didn't stay cuddle buddies for very long. Because there does tend to be a little bit of that tension that gets built up, and then eventually you're like, oh, this is more than just cuddle buddies now. But it absolutely is a thing.
Yeah. So it's more common than I expected then, because back in Ukraine, we would essentially see some lady friends cuddling with each other or being a little bit more physical, but among men it would not be popular at all. And if we were talking about men and women, then it would be considered to be a more serious relationship at that point. You couldn't have a platonic cuddle between two genders or sexes. There is no much different in Ukraine right now.
Oh yeah, that is a very common assumption among more maybe fundamentalist, more religious groups here as well. I know that if I was back in my conservative Christian world and I told somebody I had a cuddle buddy, they'd be like, are you keeping 3 feet on the floor? They would not believe me that it was just cuddling. And also, I love that you brought up the fact that sometimes maybe women could cuddle together or have that relationship, but that's also not something that's afforded to two guys, right? Like there's nothing about that, you know, like there's still this stigma around the idea of men touching each other in a non-sexual physical way that is meant for intimacy and comfort. So regardless whether you want to cuddle with somebody of another sex or gender or somebody of your own sex or gender, like absolutely you can find that pretty much anywhere, as long as you phrase it in that way. I think cuddle buddy is the nomenclature right now.
Brief aside,
all right.
Actually saw that a lot on submarines as far as men cuddling goes, and it was just something you just didn't comment on as a general rule. It was impolite to comment on, but not taboo to do.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah.
And that's actually one thing that I wanted to sort of touch on too is, so Leo, you're in Florida. I know that there are specifically resources out there that center around the major urban communities in Florida to help people find that sort of thing. I don't have any links to give you, and I'm sorry, but Florida is actually a state where if you're near Orlando or Clearwater or Tallahassee or Miami, like there are resources out there for that sort of thing. But also, I am a health educator, and I actually am licensed in Florida to teach continuing education for massage therapists and other healthcare professionals. And massage therapists are taught in part about the ethics of touch and the ethics of dealing with someone who is coming to you specifically for the sensation of platonic touch rather than like a muscular therapy, but just dealing with people who are dealing with the lack of being touched. So if you find a therapist in your area who's following good health guidelines and that sort of thing, they actually may be able to at least help in that way to give you a certain amount of time that is a held therapeutic space where you are receiving that physical compressive sensation of touch and physical interaction that we're really lacking right now. So those are a couple of options that are sort of specific to the state of Florida.
Nice. Thanks, Rags.
Rags, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the technical name for it is touch starved.
Touch starved, I've heard. Yeah. There are a few different things of it. And again, when I teach classes in ethics to my Florida students, I just talk about the absence of touch or the lack of touch. Because there are people even pre-COVID in our normal touchy-feely society who just are not regularly touched. And that is a specific need we have because, like Jonathan said before, we're a very social species. And there are hormones released in our bodies in terms of clan mentality and in-group dynamics and the safety that we're built to get from that if we don't receive physical contact, we do start to suffer from a lack of.
Leo, does that kind of answer your question?
Yeah, the first question, absolutely. And I honestly haven't thought about just getting a massage to cover this touch deprivation that I've been having lately. That's actually a really good idea. I need to look into. And sorry, I didn't catch. Are you practicing right now?
I'm not currently practicing. I no longer live in Florida. However, there are some really great therapists. And again, I don't know where you're from in Florida. I don't need you to disclose that here. But specifically, if you go and start looking for people, look for people that are reputable, preferably people that have several years in the industry and who will give you a free half-hour consultation so you can sort of talk through exactly what it is you need rather than getting something that's cookie cutter or something that may not directly address what you're looking for.
And can you repeat again, like what is the name of the job title or like the place that I'm looking for?
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking in the state of Florida, look for people who bill themselves as massage therapists or people dealing with therapeutic touch. But you can go to Florida's massagetherapy.gov. So Florida FLORIDAS, massagetherapy.gov, and you can look up licensed therapists by region, and they should be able to help you out there.
That sounds very good. I had a second question regarding specifically the cuddle buddies.
Yeah. What's that?
If I were to look for a stranger to be a cuddle buddy, is there anything I should watch out for or pay attention to? Is there anything that you guys would suggest?
Yeah, that is a great question. I love the forethought there, making sure that everybody is safe. I think if I were going to try and find somebody to be a cuddle buddy with, I would get on a dating website like OkCupid. I actually found a lot of positive experiences on OkCupid upon moving to Austin, where they, as a dating site, it's not just for like one night stands, and it's not just for like your lifelong partner. It is just for people who want various things to connect. So you can actually say in your profile, here's what I'm looking for, here's all that I'm going to be interested in, and here are my parameters. And then they will match you up with people who want similar things. And then it's just a matter of making sure that you meet up in person probably once or twice, at a safe distance, make sure you're both vaccinated, make sure that, you both, just make sure that you have a couple of conversations with that person first so you feel comfortable with them, and don't jump right into cuddling, I wouldn't say. But yeah, I think that going to something like OkCupid would be very useful and probably a little bit less intimidating than just like putting an ad out on I don't know if you can even put ads on Craigslist for that kind of thing anymore, thanks to Sesta Fosta. But I would check out OkCupid first.
All right, thank you very much for the suggestion. I have called the show before, and I absolutely love the show. Thank you guys for your time, for the time you took to answer the questions, and all right, very useful.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Leo. I'm so happy you called, guys. That was awesome, Rags. What a great suggestion.
It's something that we've dealt with since before this, but I mean, lots and lots and lots of us are suffering from just being, as Jonathan brought up the term, touch starved. Yeah. And if as long as somebody's conducting it in a helpful, responsible way that respects your boundaries, go for it.
Yes, fully agree.